After flying into a wormhole with Tails and Amy, Sonic finds himself separated from his friends and all alone on an isolated island, with nothing but an AI voice guiding him to collect the Chaos Emeralds.
This sounds so good. So I don't normally make videos where I'm just actually geeking out about something and don't have a script or really anything in mind to say, but in this particular case, I felt the burning desire to talk about the Sonic Frontiers story, and there's a lot that needs to be said about it that already hasn't been said, and there's a lot that we can kind of theorize from what we learned today through the Sonic Central and also through IGN themselves. So let's not waste any time, hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is just how ambitious this story overall sounds. From the past couple of years when it came to Sonic, the stories always felt kind of simple. I mean, Forces honestly was trying to do something new with the whole idea of Sonic, being away from his friends for 6 months, tortured on the Death Egg. So there's some uniqueness there, but the whole idea of Eggman trying to conquer the world is still present. However, in this game, Sonic Frontiers, it doesn't even seem like that's going to be happening, or at least to the same extent it was in Sonic Forces and previous Sonic games. Here we have Sonic, Tails, and Amy entering some kind of wormhole, and Sonic gets separated from them. It seems like a story that only would have been concocted through the minds of a genius who understood the Sonic lore and its previous history of how great it once was. All things considered, we got the bare minimum amount of information about the story itself, and I'm so excited to see what the entirety of it is going to look like. Hopefully we see that at the Summer Game Fest, but if not, we can still speculate here in this video what we can potentially see from it in the future. But the one confirmed thing that we do know from the IGN hands-on video of Sonic Frontiers is the sheer fact that it begins with Sonic, Amy, and Tails, and they get separated. And my first question is, where is Knuckles? And then I'm taken back to the Sonic Central, and that is where we got a glimpse of what the upcoming Sonic Frontiers prequel video will be like, and it includes Knuckles. Actually, it seems like Knuckles will be the main character of this prequel video. So it leads me to think, what will happen to Knuckles during this prequel that makes him not in the beginning of Sonic Frontiers? Yes, I'm well aware that sometimes Knuckles just isn't present in Sonic games like Sonic Unleashed, even in dire situations, but seeing as though Sonic's friends got sucked into a wormhole and something big went down, you figure Knuckles might want to know about that kind of thing and want to be there to kind of see if he can prevent it. And this is one of those situations where it seems like Knuckles could have been there, but for whatever reason, he's not. So I feel like we'll get that answer during the prequel video, so during this time, let's speculate what could have possibly happened to Knuckles. There's a couple things that we learned from the IGN hands-on review of Sonic Frontiers, and one of those things being is that the Chaos Emeralds are included in the game. They are actually a core feature of the game, and they are needed to progress forward. So with that in mind, the Emeralds are necessary. And one thing that we note from Sonic Central's video about how Knuckles is going to be in a prequel for Sonic Frontiers is the sheer fact that Knuckles is standing in front of the Master Emerald. And mind you, in the mainline games, we have not seen the Master Emerald in years. So the mere fact that it's being included in this trailer is kind of interesting, because that means it has importance. And when I say that, I mean Knuckles is probably going to be an integral part of the story in which, even though he may not be present all the time or at the beginning of the game, he might be a character Sonic has to save. And let me explain. So there's a couple things that I noticed from the sneak peek at the prequel of the Sonic Frontiers game, and those things being, Knuckles is standing in front of the Master Emerald with his arms crossed and eyes closed, almost like he's waiting for something to happen. And as we see behind him, there are red lightning strikes that kind of resemble the spin cycle move that Sonic can use, and also have this glitchy feel to them, almost to suggest that it's from a different world or dimension, or like a cyberspace type of move. And I'm thinking that this definitely has a huge relation to that of Starfall Islands and the robots and monsters they have there. There could be something that is after Knuckles, or more specifically, after the Master Emerald. And with that in mind, it would explain why the Chaos Emeralds ended up in Starfall Islands in the first place. These creatures could be hunting for the Emeralds, and knowing Knuckles, he's not going to give up the Master Emerald easily. So there's probably a fight that goes down, and in that fight, Knuckles probably ends up on the location of Starfall Island. Ultimately, Knuckles, the Master Emerald, and probably the Chaos Emeralds as well, are stranded in Starfall Islands with no way to return. It's also quite possible that only Knuckles and the Master Emerald landed on Starfall Islands, and Sonic, Amy, and Tails used the Chaos Emeralds to try to reach Knuckles in Starfall Islands, but created a wormhole by mistake. And with that being said, all of the emeralds were scattered, separating Sonic from the rest of his friends, which would cause the events of Sonic Frontiers to begin, where Sonic has to collect the Chaos Emeralds, save his friends, and get back to his home world. However, that leaves one thing up to question. Where is Eggman? Eggman is not included in the story that I just listed, and I think the best way to fit him in here is to have him have control of these giant, colossal Titan monsters that we see in the game. It wouldn't be that hard to believe that Eggman would know about that kind of power out there, considering this has kind of happened before with Eggman. He's always found some sort of unique power source that led him to cause much devastation to the world around him, almost giving him full control over the world. Like, for example, he knew about Dark Gaia, and even then, just like Dark Gaia, I feel like these Titan monsters should probably turn on Eggman towards the end, just like what happened at the end of Sonic Unleashed, because it wouldn't be an elite Sonic game if Eggman doesn't end up getting portrayed in the end. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about that IGN brings up is the AI voice, and I want to talk about that because I feel like this actually isn't really an AI. I feel like this is a voice of the characters talking to Sonic. I think characters like Tails, Amy, Knuckles, and maybe even more are able to communicate to Sonic using, I don't know, some sort of weird wavelength thing that the game introduces, and I feel like they are able to tell Sonic where to go and how to get there, and this was even indicated in one of the early teasers for Sonic Frontiers regarding Sonic running from giant missiles, and in that clip we hear Amy's voice as she says, "Sonic over here," and then afterwards, towards the very end of the teaser, there is a very quiet, faint voice, which I think could possibly be Tails. But anyway, that's really all I gotta say about this story. It sounds absolutely amazing, and I'm really looking forward to Sonic Frontiers even more than I was before. That said, I want to hear what you guys have to say. What do you think about the story for Sonic Frontiers so far? Do you think it sounds good? Do you really not care? Do you only care about the gameplay? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'd love to see what you guys have to say. And also, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe on the video if you enjoyed it. Again, I really do appreciate it. And while you're at it, turn on the post notifications bell. That way you never miss a video from me. You do not want to miss what I have to say here. Anyway, now is a good time to shout out some of my legendary channel members. Thank you all so much for supporting me and my channel and creating the best possible content that I can create. Videos like these would not be possible without you guys. Y'all are truly the best. If you want to become a member of my channel, there will be a link in the description down below. But if you want to support me through other means, I have a merch store, and you guys can check out all sorts of Sonicsta swag, whether it be hats, hoodies, t-shirts, you name it, I got it. Check it out in the link in the description down below. But anyway, thank you all for watching. This is Sonicsta signing out. Have a super blessed day, y'all.
Why are you playing that trash?